Thanks for joining me. I'm going to be building a wedding trestle. It's going to be a rustic trestle. I do have a more modern trestle right behind me right there. That's beautiful in its own right, but for this wedding that will be happening here, they want a more rustic one, so we're going to do that. So I have harvested 6 saplings, all maple, about 12 to 15 feet in length they look like. I didn't really measure them. I just know I have enough to where I can make it into an arch shape. It's going to be 8 feet between the 2 sides, so it's going to be from here to all the way over here will be 8 feet, and the depth will be 4 feet. So I have those. Also, I'll have all my tools I need. I have some twine, tape measure, just to make sure I'm pretty close to my 8 foot by 4 foot. In case I want to be better than just eyeballing it. Something to cut the twine with, or cut the branches with. Some gloves if I need them. A bar to make the holes. This bar is about the same size here, so I'll be able to create the holes which will hold the trestle in place. A ladder for putting things together at the top. And here are my cuttings from my apple tree that I harvested last fall. So these are just what grows on your fruit trees. People call them suckers, some people call them shoots. You just trim them up every year if you have an orchard. I decided to keep these for this purpose here. So I'm building this thing right here in my front yard. We have Mount Rainier out there in front, and it'll be a nice view for everybody. So here we go. Let's get to building this thing. Okay, you see I got the 3 basic arches built. This first one had the break in it, and so it needs some help. So let's go up here and take a look. Now on the second one here, you can see how I was able to bend the branches or twist them around each other, and that helps. Also put the twine there to help them stay as well. So you can see how I twisted those around each other. Even though the first one I'm gonna have to work on that a little bit, I was able to use that to set the height. So they're pretty close, as you can see, as being about the same height as each other. So it's a nice start. Now if I'm not able to fix that, then I'll replace it, but what I plan on doing is just grabbing one of my shoots right there and twisting it around the first one to strengthen it up and give it the same basic shape. And I left these strings on here because I want to try and maintain this 2 foot wide between the posts. So I don't want them to be pushed away from each other. So I'll basically tie this one to the middle one, the outside one to the middle one as well. And that way it'll try to hold that 4 foot dimension. So let's fix this first one and move on. Okay, I tied a chute and I bent it around. Kept bending around until I got to the other side, and as you can see, I'm getting to where the shape I want is pretty much there. And I'm gonna still put one on this side as well to train it a little bit and make sure I'm all the way there. I don't want this thing to fall apart when it's being used. Plus it will help it stay. All right, so there's the 3 individual arches. You can see they're about the same height. Use that ladder to basically set the height. Pretty simple. A little over 8 feet tall. And I tied the 2 of them together with some twine so they don't spread out. I don't want them really spreading out. That's something that could happen. And you can see how I twisted these branches together at different points. And even though this one right here was busted, broken at the top, I used some 2 shoots to bring it back together. So if you're building one and you have a break, which is something that can happen just by handling it, or if it's dry a little bit, too thin, weak spot, whatever it may be, hit it with a hatchet or machete, you can fix it that way. So now it's time to go ahead and assemble all the little cross members and make this thing a filled out arch. Got the basic structure on this side going. This one's a little more difficult because of this branch that comes out like that. Where on this side, basically even. But while this is taking me more time, I just think it gives it a more unique look. So I think it's going to be worth it. So I'm going to continue building this thing. work on the very top part. So I need some lateral supports going this way to make that work. So I'll do what I did when I worked here. I tied a couple things together. That might be necessary. You don't see a lot of knots. I didn't use a lot of string in this one. Got it all the way to the top. So now I'm just going to fill in spots where I think I need more support. In case I put ivy or moss over it. But the basic structure is here. I have an 8-foot wide arch. A couple, 2 or 3 people can stand underneath. It's 8 foot high as well, and 4 feet wide, or deep. So let's fill in the rest. Everything is locked together. Let's give it a shake. That's pretty good. As you can see, you take advantage of what you have, wrap things around, just weaving them back and forth to create the tension that's going to hold everything in place. As you walk around, you can tighten stuff up, clip stuff off if you want to. No need for this thing to stick out this far, so probably cut that off. Same with this one. This is about 6'3" up there, so I don't know if I'll cut it off or not. And I can push it further in as well. All in all, pretty cool arch for a wedding, I would say. If I was to take this apart and put it back together, it'd come out as unique as it is right now. Wouldn't be the same, but it'd be as unique. And you can see that little bulge from picking that one branch out. Made it harder to work with, but it adds a lot of texture to it. And it's not a symmetrical, like you're going to draw an arch with a piece of paper, a line, and a pencil. This is as unique as the wood that you select. Let's go grab some ivy.